Gonna do the 2-star course a little differently this time. This is fence number 1. The courses here are always so beautifully decorated and lovely carving there. Nice ramping fence for number 3, and then we get squared up to a big brush oxer afterwards. Note the ball detail. Here is 4A, and then we do a little bit of a right bend over there to another wide brush oxer between the trees. So we come galloping up here, and we've got this number 5 on the prelim a little bit in our way. I did consider going along here because it is probably, maybe a second faster. And you can still square up to it, but it's fairly wide, and I don't know the horse. This is only my 3rd time competing him. And so I think I'm going to go around this way because it's only 1 second, if that. And that way I get a nice square shot to it. It is only fence 5, and it's, as I say, wide enough. We have a bit of a rise here. Undulating ground, and then a big chicaner. I can't really see the ditch, so eyes up. And I think it's going to be a nice 3-stride to that angled hedge. Here we have a pretty bench. Yes, I double checked. Oh, there's bees. It is a 5. So it's a fairly big log in, but it's got a really nice ground line. You can see the drop a little bit on the backside. Busy showing you her swimming skills. And then I got some choices. So over there you can see that angled hedge. If I cut inside the kayak, it's quite a steep angle, and it's asking you to run out to the right because the hedge is on the left on the high side. Oh, mad swimming skills. Go biz. I could go between this 3-star fence and the bushes and turn left, and that would square me up to number 9 over there. Or after I land right off of this log, I S-bend left, just inside those little trees there, and track right and jump the left side of the hedge, which is very square and flat. But that would take a long time, and it'd be an awful lot of twisting and turning on his legs. So I'm going to consult with his usual jockey and owner, Megan. And once she's seen this video, she's going to let me know what the best approach is. Inside the kayak, this is my approach, and I am standing in the water almost, and so there's a little bit of a rise to the ground, which can sometimes throw you off a little bit. And if I went in between the 3-star jump and the boat, the trees and stuff, then this would be my approach, which was very square and straight and easy for me to understand. And if I did the S-bend, which I don't think I would do unless I had it run out or something, then I would have to S-bend left, S-bend right, and jump this square on and then turn left, which just seems a lot of wear and tear on his legs and unnecessary. So hopefully we don't resort to that. Log box on the way back. So it's a little bit tight quarters. We've just run downhill a little bit, and the ropes are quite close to this, and I want to square up well to it because it's wide enough and demands some respect. So I'm going to use this section near the ropes to balance them up. That will make it easy for me to square them up because we're heading up the hill to that skinny up there. I think it's in a 5 or a 6. I'm just about to walk it, and I'll let you know. Because there's a C element as well. Look, there's a little lizard on top of the jump. Only in Florida, right? So we got this skinny house in 5 after that great big table. And then it looks like we're riding out of here in a 3. Just gonna double check. Fence 12. Again, wide enough, but a really nice shape. And it's prepping us for the water, so I want to have a good 13A, which is a really nice fence in. It does have what's going to feel like quite a bit of a drop on the other side. And then it's straight on to that little skinny one on the left. So I'm going to jump the left side of the inn, just so I have them squared up a little bit to that B element. And then it's straight on to that skinny wedge on the way out. The black flag option is over there on the right next to the... You can see the reason I want to jump the left side of the inn and square up to the B a little bit is because then I've got a straight shot to see. The easiest line is the straightest line. The less I interfere in his mouth, the more he can focus on this. This is only half of the hill that you can see, but we have a really long run downhill all the way from that water we just finished walking. So I'm going to use that and just let King Brian run down the hill so that he doesn't have to use too much energy. I want to help him make the time, but I don't want to do it on the uphills where he has to really work hard. So here's our next fence, which is a little bit of a ramp. It's actually referred to as a broken bridge because what you'll see on the other side technically is a broken bridge, but the horses don't know. So you just make sure you kick on, have a nice shape, and shoulders back a little. It'll feel like an inch of space. 15 A and B of the angled cabins, so you could swing out and do that, but it's a little reaching, I think. You know, if I was on Woody with Go-Go Gadget legs, then I might go for that one. It's a slightly longer two-stride, and on the back side of B, you do have quite a point there. Whereas if you ride a little straighter here, from left side on the A to right side on the B, you just have to be cautious, obviously, on the B that you're very, very accurate. But it's a little bit of a better two, and not quite as wide. These are wide enough as it is. If you put them on an angle, they're very wide. And King Brian is a slightly smaller horse with lots of jump, and I'd like him to get right to the base and have an easy time shaping. So we are nearing the end, and this is a long pull uphill after those cabins. So I'm going to gauge how much gas I have left in the tank with King Brian. I don't want to push him too hard, and we'll see how we do coming up this hill. And then I'm going to let him catch his breath a little bit at the top, and then push him again forward to that oxer. He's got a corner to do after this. I'm not sure if there's a seat. We'll see. So we've got our table up here, and then a little bit of a left curving line to our B, which is the corner there. I'm going to come out a little bit wide just so that I can line up the flags, because there is a C element, and that gives him a good shot in. And it's quite an upright corner with not a huge ground line, and it's the end of a course. So I'm going to set him up. It's wide enough, needs respect, and I'm going to head to the right-hand side of C. Looks like it'll be a little unusual. We have to do a big sweeping turn right after we come down the hill after our corner complex and do that big chicken coop there, and then head on to the last. So I'm going to go out just a little bit so that he can square up. You know, he might be tired to get to that chicken coop, but not out so far over close to that hedge that I'm wasting time in his legs. Chicken coop, it's a short run, again, up a bit of a hill, and then you plateau, and you head to the owl's hole. So you do have to set up a little bit for this, because some horses duck, so you don't want to be blasting and trying to, you know, be dangerous. No last fence-itis. Set it up a little bit so that if they do duck, they're not so flat that they catch a leg or anything nasty like that. And then you just run straight on through the finish flags.